Welcome to Answers from the Stairs, an off-the-cuff chat with Chris Vester. On this show, Chris provides insight on all areas of your life, whether it be your business, your relationships, or your health. Chris is a longtime business owner and coach looking to help everyone and anyone find their purpose and beat mediocrity. In his experience, he can teach anyone to reach their true potential. If you're ready to realize your God-given talents, then welcome to the show.
Managed focus. You know, I talked a couple weeks ago maybe about managed intensity. And I told you I've been listening to a lot of things, just looking at my own productivity and how can I improve my personal productivity to benefit the team, because I have a tendency to get squirreled off pretty easily. And it was the podcast I was listening to this morning. A gentleman said, you know, it's impossible for humans to be 100% in or focused on more than one thing at a time. So you got to manage your focus. And in between those times when you need 100% focus, learn how to be 100% off or 100% disengaged. Even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes, just shut down one, finish one, and then move to the next one. I don't know if that's possible. The idea of being 100% on all the time is just something that's been preached to me or bred into me, or you've got to be all in all the time. And learning to be off in the in-betweens is something that I'm going to have to focus on, because sometimes I don't know how to shut it off, which is why I get squirreled off so easily, because I'm already thinking about the next thing. So one of the focuses for me is actually going to be managed focus. You know, at the end of these, I say a lot of times, well, one of the things I'm going to be focusing on, which just lets you know right there, I'm having a hard time managing my focus. So, managed focus. And in the in-betweens, be off. 10 minutes, an hour, 3 minutes, complete, move on, focus. I struggle with so much, and it's happened to me a lot this week. Part of the reason that this week has been so sporadic with these videos, you know, usually it's every day. I think this is the third one I've done this week, and it's because this week it's kind of felt a little bit out of control. You know, it's just felt out of control. Not that it is out of control. There's a big difference of feeling out of control and being out of control. But Mr. Maxwell talks about the way to maintain your focus. And he says in here, he talks about 3 different things. But one of them is focusing on what you can control and keeping the focus on just what you can control. It's when we begin to let other things distract us that we actually have absolutely no power and no control over. That's when distractions happen, we become unfocused, and we allow mistakes to happen. If we had just been focusing on what we can control and keep moving forward incrementally in those things that we can control, then the chaos doesn't happen, mistakes don't happen, and the more likelihood of success happens. So this week, I have made some major mistakes in focusing on things and allowing things to take a big piece of my space this week that I can't control. You know, we live in a world of limited capacity, limited mental capacity, limited physical capacity, limited emotional capacity, limited time capacity, limited energy capacities, all these limits on our capacity. We only have so much that we have to guard that capacity in all of those. And I think the number one way to guard that is to focus mainly on things you can't control. So the challenge for myself is ask myself, can I control the outcome? Do I have an influence in the outcome? If not, I'm not worrying about that, and I'm moving on to something that I can control and that will have a positive effect, and that's where I'm going to focus my energy. So So some days you just don't want to get out of bed. You lay down, you feel like you roll over and get right back out of bed. So yesterday was an extremely busy day for me. Came down the stairs in the morning, had a full day of work, lots of meetings, lots of mental work yesterday, which actually a lot of times to me is way more exhausting than any type of physical activity. Went to the gym with the intention of trying to calm my brain down from all the mental activity. And it worked somewhat. And then I laid down and literally feel like I blinked my eyes and woke back up this morning. So getting out of the bed this morning was a challenge. And I've had people ask me a lot, actually, is how on the days when you just aren't feeling it, do you do it? What's the motivation? What's the drive? And I think that's the differences between, I had a conversation with someone the other day about motivation. Motivation is temporary. And motivation is kind of like a shower. I think Lou Holtz says motivation is like a shower. We recommend taking them daily. So you need to be motivated daily. But the biggest thing is having something bigger than motivation that pulls you in the direction of getting out of the bed, getting active, getting the day started. Because I can tell you today on those stairs, get down there on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do it's stairs, but it's a little different. So it's only 15 minutes, but it's about 65 floors. And knowing, the whole time I'm on there, I literally am thinking, it's okay. In about 16, 17 hours, you can get to go to bed. You can lay down and go to bed. Just get through this 15 minutes. Because I'm literally mentally exhausted already this morning. And the challenge is following the diet I'm following. I won't even eat until around 2:30, 3 o'clock. So the energy that I've got to rely on whatever stored or pulled from someone else. I've got to pull some energy from someone else this morning. But the motivation or the drive to get it, there's got to be something bigger than just motivation. It's got to be a different drive. And I've talked about it here before, the idea of staying as healthy as possible for every person involved in my life, my family, the business. I feel like it's my job and my duty to be in top physical shape to perform the best I can, so that on days like today, where I am emotionally and physically, mentally drained, that at least the physical side of me can make it through. So it's just got to be a bigger why, I guess. But today was tough. And I don't talk about that on here a lot. But good Lord, it was tough to get up this morning. Tough to climb those stairs. And the timing's got to be exactly right, because the sun's not coming up as early. It's not even 7 o'clock. Sun rises at 7. And if I don't have my children out of the house by 7:30 because I take them to school in the morning, then it's a bad day for Daddy, because they disappointed the teachers. So, a lot going on this morning. And unfortunately, I didn't find any answers. But maybe that gives you some insight into, it's not always easy. But just got to find that why. Get up, even if all you say to yourself all day is, you know what? At 11 o'clock, you get to go to bed. At 11 o'clock, you get to go to bed. Make it through the day. Maybe I'll rest better tonight.
Thank you for listening to Answers from the Stairs with Chris Vester, and for using the insights you gained to find your purpose and strength in anything you do. Tune in next week for another chat with Chris, and don't forget that reaching your true potential is not easy, but it's worth the work to find it and live in it. Until next time.